Before starting, I would love you to join our Discord server. I'm planning to expand this server, I'm planning to add challenges, I'm planning to add plenty of activities for you to participate in it. And of course, you'll find polls, a general text chat, a memes text chat. I'm not even gonna show what's inside because I don't know, maybe it's something not very safe. Anyways, I'll be waiting you there and I hope that you enjoy this video. So, let's go. Alright, what is up, it's Blender Solo here, and today I decided to start up a new series dedicated to product visualization where I'm going to model, texture and render in the same video. Now we saw an example video like one video ago when I modeled that fragrance, and I decided why not to make a couple more videos like that. So yeah, today we got a prime bottle. So it's pretty simple, it's a bottle with a prime texture. Yeah, we're just gonna get to that. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, press that like button, and yeah, let's get right into it. So you're gonna start with a nice reference. You gotta have a nice reference that shows almost every detail, and as you can see, it's pretty nice. It's got all the bevels and stuff, it's got all the dents, so this is exactly what we need. So we're gonna start off by adding a circle with 32 vertices. 32 should be okay. Now scale it down, so somewhere over here. Select all the vertices by pressing A or selecting everything. Extrude and extrude it till somewhere over here where the dent begins basically. Extrude it once again, scale it down, extrude it up once again. Now here you're going to add a loop cut and you're going to scale that loop cut up so it matches the reference. And then you're just going to bevel it with like 2 segments, yeah? Now you basically get the basic shape. Now you might as well edit the loop cuts a little bit by scaling them once again. Now to add these holes, you're just going to add a loop cut in the middle of each one. Try to keep the same distance from all of these. Bevel with 1 segment, just like this. Now all the extrude faces along normals and just put it a little bit inside. Now this down part, you're just gonna select it, extrude, scale it down, and now just leave it like this for now. And as you can see, it's not very smooth, yeah? Now to make it smooth, we're gonna add a subdivision modifier over here, but we're gonna play around with this sort of geometry. So for example, this you might want to, for example, I see that this is not very even. Now play around with this geometry. For example, pull these down and pull these up a little bit so you get a slightly better like shape of it. And you might also add a bevel over here so it's a bit more sharper, because this part, as you can see, is a bit sharper. Now, to make this basically, I don't know what it's called, but it's easy. Just extrude, scale up, extrude up. Now, extrude, scale down. I recommend going to vertex view for this. Now, extrude up here. And now, you're just going to add supporting loop cuts over here, just to make these edges sharper. And also bevel these edges like this to make it sharper. And this down part as well. Not this. Now, since this is a plastic bottle, it's not glass, so we don't need to do the inside manually. We can just simply, well, first let's fill this down here over here. So fill this, inset. Now you're going to move this part a little bit up like this. Add loop cuts over here. You're going to delete this face and you're going to grid fill this. So control face, grid fill, control F, basically, yeah. And you grid fill this. And now, to make all this basically look like plastic, I'm going to add a solidify modifier. Make sure that the thickness goes inside and put it to somewhere like minus 0.03, yeah? And you can apply solidify. Now you just want to add bevels and stuff so this part is sharp basically. To make a cab, we're just going to add a circle like this, line it with the reference. Now in edit mode, extrude once again, scale down, extrude up, add some bevels over here so it's sharper. Now if you shade smooth, you can see that it looks pretty nice. To make the dents over here, so every basically bottle has those dents, or I don't know what's it called, so basically it's for the grip. Now for that, I will recommend you to increase the subdivision by 1 more. So now, if there's 32 faces over here, subdivided, so it's going to be 64, and now once again it's going to be around 128 faces. So if we now apply this, there's going to be 128 faces that make the basically round shape. Select one line, Shift D to duplicate it, and P to separate selection. You can hide this one basically. Don't delete it, hide it. If anything goes wrong, you can just unhide it and try it again. But anyways, add basically the details to this one only. So select these faces, you're going to inset, and you're going to extrude. And once you have that one made basically, head on to top view and press Alt E, spin tool, set these steps to 128, check use duplicates, and now if you look at it, you got the basically whole thing. And now just you're gonna merge it, so the 3800 vertices just merge, and now you basically get the shape. Yeah, so you can select this face now, fill it, inset it once, move it up a little bit, bevel it with like 2 segments, and we're basically done. The cap is done. And that's basically it. We finished the modeling part and we can move on to texturing. So let's go. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to model the plastic, basically the transparent plastic bottle. So select the bottle itself, click on new and name it like plastic. Now to make it transparent, make it look like plastic, first thing you're going to do, you're gonna put the roughness down, gonna head on to transmission, and you're gonna put the weight all the way up. You're gonna change the IOR to 1.45, just like this. And as you can see, we basically got it. Yeah, this is all we needed. And now, to get the label, it's going to be a bit more difficult. If you follow the steps, it's going to be easy, don't worry. Now, first of all, for the label, you're going to select the faces that you want the label to be on. So, for me, it's this. Escape and P to separate the selection. And as you can see, you got a separate object for the label. Now, let me turn on cavity real quick, because it's going to help us over here. Okay, now what you're going to do now, you're going to press S, Shift Z, and you're going to scale it up just so it slightly gets off the bottle. Now if you look at it, you can see that it's basically visible. Yeah, head back to layout probably, because we're going to be unwrapping now, and select the label basically now. And what you're going to do, you're going to add a seam over here, one over here, and one somewhere over here. Now what you're going to do, you're going to select everything and you're going to head on to UV. Once you've added the seams, head on to UV unwrap, cylinder projection, and as you can see we get a mess over here. Now to fix that, whatever this happened, you're gonna head on to view on equator, basically the direction, drop down menu, and press align to object. And just like this, you get you should be getting a UV like this. Now leave the UV for now and head on to shading, select your label and remove this plastic material and add a material named label. Now add an image texture, and basically what you're going to do, you're going to add the label, yes, of your desired bottle. For me it's a prime, so I found this cotton candy prime. And yeah, now it's time to change the UVs. So as you can see, it's not matching. That's where you're getting weird stuff over here. So what you're going to do, you're just going to scale this by the y-axis. Yes, you're going to move this down probably a little bit. And as you can see, it matches now. And now the easiest part probably is going to be the cap. Just head on to shading, create a new material, call it blue plastic. Yeah, and you're going to change the color to this. You're going to make it a bit lighter, just like this, probably even lighter. And now just put the roughness down, and yeah, that's basically it. You get the cap, you get the bottle. This is the texturing part. So let's move on to rendering. Okay, so for rendering part, first off, I will recommend you to get Blender Kit and get the Studio HDRI from there. This first one. So just click on it and press on lowest quality. We are not going to be needing the background itself, so just put the lowest. And here, put it to somewhere like 1.400. Now if you go to render view, you can see that we get the studio background. Yeah. Now what you're going to do, you're going to add a plane which you're going to scale up like this. You're going to take this face and you're going to extrude it upwards like this, and you also want to bevel this edge just like this. Fill these faces just like this. Be sure to put these as a sharp edge, just like this. Now, click on this X view and I make a camera. Now right click, set active camera. What you're going to do, you're going to right click over here. You're going to do a vertical split just like this. And now here, you're going to set up a normal view in a solid, yeah. In here you're going to set to rendered, and you want to choose your camera and move your camera backwards just like this. Now pull your camera down like this. Can also probably move it up, make this bigger a little bit. Now go back like this with the camera. Now head on to this data object, or object data over here when you select the camera, and put the focal length a bit more, like 100 or like 90. And basically we're done with setting up the camera. What we can do now, we can move on to texturing the background and adding some like minor details and stuff. Yeah, so first off, I will add a background material to this plane that we created, and I'm gonna put it like pinkish. You know, you can see that the model itself basically has a lot of that pink and those, you know, colors. So make the scene like pink. And now what you want to do, you can, for example, take the bottle, you can shift D to duplicate it, and you can, for example, move it to the side for like, I don't know, 2.3. Yeah, shift D. And for example, put two bottles like this. You can take them and you can move them backwards like this, for example, so they're smaller in the background. Yeah, just like this. Yeah, and now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to add a area light. I'm gonna put it somewhere over here. I'm gonna scale it up, pull it up like this, rotate it slightly so it faces the bottle. Put the color to that blue and just raise the power, I don't know, to something like 2000. Yeah, now shift D to duplicate it, move it to the other side, rotate it, and put the color to that pinkish. Yeah, sort of. And when you look at the render, it looks pretty decent if you ask me. Yeah, but overall it looks a bit empty. So what I would do, yeah, first of all, what I would do, I would make the resolution so it's square. Now I would make the focal length a bit more so it fits the whole thing. Probably move the camera a bit up. Now you can head on to Google and find like these white cloud PNGs. Yeah, and you can download them, and in Blender select mesh plane and select your cloud. Yeah, let's head on to material mode, and you can scale them up and move them to the background like this, and yeah, it will give you a pretty nice effect of like clouds without even needing to add clouds. And these are just PNG images in the background. Probably moving it to the side. So just play around with it, add or, you know, change the positions of the clouds. And now if we render it with like 500 samples, you can see that we get a pretty decent result. But I would add another last detail to the camera. I'm gonna add depth of field. Yeah, let's head on to rendered view over here, and I'm going to set the object to this, so basically the front bottle. I'm going to change the f-stop till the background ones get like a bit blurred. Now if we save it and render it, and as you can see, we get a pretty decent result, man. I like this. I honestly like this. So yeah, this is how you model, texture, and render a prime bottle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new. And type in the comments if you want me to do something that you want. Or also, if you want me to animate this scene, I'm completely free. I'm never like animated anything. But if you want it, I can try to animate this. So yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and bye bye.